Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today we are ranking bookish tropes. So if you don't know what a trope is, it's basically things that are quite, I don't even know how to describe myself. Let's ask the internet because I don't even know. So it's a commonly used plot structure, character trait, theme or device that recurs throughout various stories, often within a specific genre. Okay, so it's things that pop up a lot, you know, like you see like the enemies to lovers, friends to lovers. So those are tropes and we're going to be ranking them today. So I have my trusty iPad, so let's get this screen recorded. Also, can you guys see I have a new little setup in the bedroom now. I've got my TBR shelf with my MacBook in the bedroom just to make some more space in the lounge area. It's quite hard having a lot of books and living in an apartment as well. So I really like it and it's really nice for filming as well in the background. You can see the kind of books that I've still got left to read on my TBR. So firstly, let's talk about the tiers that we've got. So we've got the best one, which is obviously God tier. These are ones that I will actively seek out and know that I will always love. And then we've got love. So these are ones that I probably enjoy quite a lot, but they're just, sometimes they may not hit. Like it's probably like an 80% love, 20% sometimes cringe. And then the middle tier we have got like, obviously these ones are just middle of the road, enjoyable but nothing special. And then our next tier is eh. And these are probably ones that maybe a bit taboo, not usually my cup of tea, but can sometimes surprise me. But most of the time, absolute trash. And then we have got avoid, so these are going to be tropes that I know going into it that I'm not going to like it because it is just not my cup of tea. Like I know a lot of dark romance tropes, avoid forever. So let's see if they're in here and what we're going to be having in all these tiers. So first up we have got bad boy, good girl. Now I feel like if you had asked 16-year-old Sophie, she would have been like God tier. But now, do I still eat it up? I wouldn't say I dislike it. I think I'm going to put it into the like column because as I'm getting older in my mid-20s, I feel like I'm turning away from that bad boy love and I would rather read about golden retrievers. Next trope is friends with benefits to lovers. I think for this one for me is going to be air because the friends with benefits is a risky one for me because I'm not a huge spice lover and I feel like these tend to be solely kind of based off physical attraction a lot of the times, and I just kind of like sometimes don't see where that romance is coming from when they're just friends with benefits at the start, if that makes sense. Next up we have got Slowburn. I am a huge Slowburn lover. I don't want to see them together in the first 30%. I want to be on the edge of my seat waiting for that first kiss or interaction or admittance of love. So I'm going to put Slowburn, I think, I don't know if it's God tier or not. I'm just going to put it into love because I feel like if it's God tier, I wouldn't question it. Okay, next we've got Grumpy Sunshine, and as I'm saying, similar to that friends with benefits, similar to that bad boy good girl kind of thing. I think I'm just going to put that one into like. Yeah, it's just hit and miss. I feel like it cringes me out a lot more now, but I do like a mysterious standoffish guy because I like seeing him melt for that special girl. So yeah, we're going to put it middle of the range like. Teacher student, depending on what kind of teacher. Like if we're in university, yes, don't mind, but anything other than that, not that I've read that, but like I would stay away from that. So it's not really something that I lean towards. However, I do know, like I've read the first book in the Zodiac Academy and we have like a teacher student dynamic and I do like that, but I'm going to put it in there just to stay safe. So next up is right person, not enough time. And I don't actually think that I've read, oh no, I have read a couple of these. Oh, they're always heartbreaking, these ones for me, because I feel like the books that I read with this trope in, someone has died in it, and that's what like the not enough time means. I'm gonna put it in, we'll put it in like. Yeah, we'll put it in like, just because I do like occasionally to have my heart shattered, and sometimes this trope definitely does that. Next up, single parent. Okay, this is so hit and miss for me, because sometimes kids like, they don't really add anything to the story, and I just feel like they're put there as like a prop, but some authors do it really well. Like for instance, Elsie Silver does a really good job. I feel like this one is going to be in like, again, I don't have any kind of like major positive, major negative feelings about it, so middle of the range. Strangers to lovers, does this kind of mean like insta love? Because if so, we're putting that into a void. I hate, like, yeah, you might find someone attractive, but you're not going to sit there and say, I'm in love with that person, like off the first 10 seconds of meeting them. So that's going in a void, because I hate books like that. It's just crazy, because I find like in a lot of fantasy books as well, the man and the women, they'll meet, they'll fight, and then suddenly it's like, we love each other. How? Talk to me, how? Bully romance. Okay, so I've only read one, which is like the Zodiac Academy book again, and I really loved it. I feel like the way that it was done in that book, I think that's why I loved it. So can I judge it off that solely one novel? I think I have to. So I feel like I'm going to put that into love. There was just something about the way that it was written in that book that was quite humorous, and I feel like maybe throughout the series it's going to get a lot darker, but in that book, I loved it. I loved seeing like the back and forth between the girls and the guys, and yeah. Friends to lovers, this one, it has to be God tier. It's similar to Slowburn, however you almost have that friendship connection for a lot of years, and I love reading about these books. A really good example is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. One of my favourite friends to lovers romances. I think it'll be hard to beat. It's so good, and I just feel like the two characters really know each other in this instance, and that's why I lean towards it, because that love blossoms from something rather than just random things this author has put in there. Fake dating, another god tier trope. I will pick up any book that has fake dating, and you've seen my previous videos, I've asked ChatGPT to pick a fake dating book for me. I absolutely love that one. Like the angst, and it's also slow burn as well, because you find people fake date, they start to catch feelings, they're in denial, there's so many stages to it. Love triangle, when done right, this is really good. So I think I'm not going to put God tier because sometimes it is done wrong, but we're putting that into love. And good examples, how can I even, The Hunger Games, that's not the best one though. Why is no love triangles springing to mind? Twilight, how can I forget the OG love a triangle book that I've ever read? I just think I like it, but when they start to choose the guy that I don't like, then I'm a hater. So maybe it's hit and miss, but I tend to love it because it adds a little bit something extra to a romance story when someone else is competing for like the girl's heart as well. Okay, only one bed trope. Super it's just overdone and so predictable. I'm just like, oh, maybe if it was done super right with characters that I loved, I'd be like, yes. But most of the time, just leave it out now. Just leave it out. We're not in 2005. Okay, Brother's Best Friend. It's going into love. I really love, what book? Oh my god. The right move in the Windy City series is Brother's Best Friend trope. And I loved it. I can't remember what else I've read that has that in, but there was definitely something else, but it's not in my head right now. Just know that's up my street. Okay, Accidental Pregnancy. This one, when done right, this one is really good. It really depends on where the author puts it in the story. Like if it's at the start, I love it. Like a one night stand pregnancy trope to begin a romance story. However, if it's kind of towards the end, there's that third act conflict, I'm like, no, please. So we're going to put that in, yeah. Actually, no, I'm going to put that one in like. Enemies to lovers. Now, once again, if you had asked me like 2 years ago, I'd loved it, but I just feel like it's so, every fantasy book that I read has it in, and I'm kind of over it. I feel like I do still like it though, because a lot of my favourite books have it in. However, I just don't want to read about it anymore. I feel like a lot of fantasy books are kind of merging into one for me, and I'd love some recommendations for some that are different and so outlandish to the rest. Workplace romance. I know Ali Hazelwood does a really good job with this, and it's almost like that close proximity kind of vibe. So I think I'm Gonna put that into like as well. I don't really have once again, anything that I hate about it or love about it. Now, childhood friends to lovers. It's not the same as friends to lovers. We'll just put that into God tier as well and not tap into that because that's kind of very similar. Friends to enemies to lovers. I don't think I've read any book like that. So what would I think about that if I was going to read it though? Friends to enemies to lovers. It doesn't really make sense in my head. Like maybe I wouldn't like that one. There's a lot happening, so I'll put that into air. I hate everyone in the world but you. I have no idea. Is this like a dark romance thing, like one of those serial killers? I feel like that's an avoid for me because it's not giving what I normally love. Next up, age gap. Once again, it's really hard because in a lot of fantasy books, the man is way older than like the human girl, but I feel like I'm gonna avoid it because some books are weird. Like I'm talking like underage girl with like 30-year-old man. Haven't read any myself, but I've seen some people out there that have delved into it and told me to avoid it. Good boy, bad girl. That's the opposite to what happened. I'm going to avoid that one because that would just cringe me out, like if a girl is like moody and stuff like that. Yeah. One of us is famous. Okay, I think I'm gonna put that into love. I feel like I would eat that every time just because I grew up reading One Direction fan fictions. It's kind of what my brain is accustomed to. So yeah, that's going into that one. Okay, a few left now. Forced proximity. Okay, I really enjoy it. This is probably, I don't think it's God tier though. We're going into love just because it's not something that I reach for, but I do appreciate it when it's in a book, if that makes sense. Okay, mafia romance I've not read, but currently avoiding with all of my existence because it's scary to me. Yeah. Bodyguard Romance. Okay, God tier. I recently read, what did I read by Sarah Adams? Not When in Rome. I've forgotten the book. Oh yeah, I recently read a book by Sarah Adams and he is a bodyguard, not for her but for someone else that's famous, and I need to go back and reread like When in Rome just because I really enjoy that series and I just feel like it's something that I like. I love like the protection trope where the guy is kind of fighting people off and has her in his mind all the time. I love it. And now on to our final one. Well, right person, wrong time. I feel like this is an avoid for me. Just because it would probably annoy me. Like a lot of times people hate the miscommunication trope. I feel like this is very similar. Like, I don't know if I've actually read a book that is specifically right person, wrong time. Obviously a lot of things have happened where things haven't worked out, so people haven't, you know, ended up together. That is my tier rank list. I really enjoyed doing this. And I hope you guys have enjoyed watching as well. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see my face again. And let me know in the comments if any of these are similar to your thoughts or if you would kind of switch my rankings around. I'll see you guys in the next one.